Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm Mark Mazzatenta and I'm here to help strengthen your guitar skills. Today's topic is suspended chords. So even in my super old guitar chord poster here behind me, there is a section here that says suspended second and suspended fourth as some of the chord types. So what is that? It's not major, it's not minor. What you're doing is you are taking a chord and replacing the third of that chord with either the second or the fourth scale degree of the root of the chord that you're playing. And you would have what's called a Sus4 or a Sus2 chord. Just a little shortcut to say suspended fourth or suspended second. So I would start by just taking the basic open chords that you probably already know, like D major. A third of the chord is an F sharp on the first string, and so you're replacing that with either the fourth or the second. Let's replace it with the fourth note above D, which would be a G. So you're moving the third a half step higher, and you get that. That's a D sus4. Or you can take your D major triad and take off your second finger, giving you the open E string, and that is D sus2. Sus4, resolve. Let's try it with an A chord. So you take your A major chord. If you want to make that A sus4, the third of that chord is the C sharp on the second string. You're going to raise it a half step. That's the fourth. And now you have A sus4, which resolves back, and you can make that A sus2 by having your second string open, like that. Got that really kind of airy, kind of neutral sounding chord, not major or minor. It's an A sus2. Take a C chord, C major. If you want to make that C sus4, on the fourth string is where the third of the chord is. That's an E, you're going to raise it to an F. And it sounds like that, C. Beautiful chord. C sus4, go back to a regular C major. If you take your second finger off, you will have the open D string, which is the second, and now you have C sus2, which can resolve back to C major. Now, these also can resolve to minor chords. For instance, if you had a D minor chord, you could have the D sus4, and you can either resolve that to D major or D minor. That resolution chord can be either major or minor. So you're adding some tension with the sus chords. All right, now there's a couple other types. You might see the chord symbol seventh chord, sus4. So if you take your bar chord shape where the root is on the fifth string and you make a C7. Okay, well the third of the chord is on the second string, fifth fret. So I'm going to raise that one fret to the right. C7 sus4. So really there's kind of two tension tones in that harmony. There's the lowered seventh, which is a B flat, and there's the fourth. And you might see a chord symbol that says 9 sus4, like C9 sus4. So 9 is the same as 2. So okay, that's a C9 chord. The 1/3 of the chord, the E, is on the 4th string, so I'm going to raise it up to the 3rd fret. Sorry, I think I misspoke. On that C9 chord, the 3rd is on the 4th string, 2nd fret. I'm going to move that to the 3rd fret. That's an F. So I have the root, the F is the 4th, the B flat on the 3rd string is the 7th, lowered 7th, and the D is the 9th. So you have your fingers straight across. It looks super, super easy, but the symbol would be C9 Sus4, which sounds very impressive. Just a fancy substitute for C7. Now, if I moved that suspended 4th to the 1st string, and I played my root, my lowered 7th, and my 9th, and I have that 4 on top, what you really have there, some people might label that B flat / C. A lot of times I play it like this. Okay, you could call that C7, some jazzers call it C11, you could call it B flat / C, or you might call it C9 Sus4. It's just a really sweet, kind of airy, floatier use of dominant 7th chord. So speaking of uses, let's talk about where you can use these guys. So for instance, you could use it on the 5 chord when you're going to 1, like if you were playing D to G or D7. Okay, instead of just playing the D or D7, you could do D Sus4. It usually resolves. Right, so D Sus4, resolution to the 1 chord, G. Sometimes you can use the flat 7 as a substitute for 5 going to 1. So if your 1 chord is a C, you could use a B flat chord before it. Okay, and I could alter that B flat chord to have it be a Sus2. So I would have a B flat, an F, another B flat, and then instead of this D on the 2nd string, I would lower it a whole step so that I have a C, which is the 2nd above that B flat chord. You can hear how slick that voicing is, because that C is also the root of where you're going. Or you could simply use either of these as just a substitute for the tonic chord, right? Your home bass chord. So if I was in the key of C, instead of landing directly on the C chord, that's C Sus4, resolving to a C major chord. So here's some real-life examples that you can listen to. Boston, I was listening to this CD in my car the other day, the album called Third Stage. A song called Amanda has a really great example. And here's the chord progression. That ending part was a D major triad that had a Sus4, which resolved to our normal D. Take that 2nd finger off, and you got the D Sus2. Kansas, Dust in the Wind, has an A minor chord. That's altered a lot. Sometimes they have the Sus2, and sometimes they have the Sus4 on the 2nd string. which resolves back to regular A minor chord. There's the sus4. There's the sus2. And the last example from the Who, Pinball Wizard. It's got this really neat, like, little sequential pattern of sus4, resolution, sus4, resolution. That kind of thing. So those are just bar chord versions of sus4. I'm taking a B major bar chord shape at the 7th fret, and on the 3rd string I'm moving that note up a half step, 1 fret to the right, and now it's B sus4, which resolves. Now the same shape, A sus4, resolves. Next shape, G sus4, and F sharp sus4. So those are all really great examples and great songs to listen to. So check those out. There's many, many other songs, of course, that use these chords. So if you've never used sus4 or sus2s, start using them. So I hope your chords behave so they don't get suspended. I know, bad joke. All right, no, but really use those a lot because they add color and interest, and I think you'll like them. All right, everyone, have fun with those. Thanks for watching once again, and please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm kind of to the race to get up to 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching again. See you next time.